Dear students of class 8, welcome to the English class. Indian art and culture. India is symbolized by art and culture. India is known for unity in diversity. Art is a part of our culture. It's an expression of our creative ideas and imagination. Art and culture plays an important role in the development of any nation. These are the different forms of dance and also festivals of India. Temples, architecture, these all represent Indian culture. These are the handlooms. Dear students, today's English lesson is the story of Ikat under Unit 6, A Reading. Look at the picture, children. Just observe. What is the plant here? Yes, this is a cotton plant. We get cotton fibers from cotton plant and those are made into threads. After that, the final finishing is weaving a fabric. So, this cotton is a natural fiber. Let's see another picture which shows a worm, that is a silkworm. We get silk from silkworms, that is made into silk cloth. This is also a natural fiber. This is also a natural fiber, silk. Observe the picture closely, children. You will get to see the states famous for their regional weaves. Let's watch this small video. Yes, children, by this video, you might have understood that this is the process of weaving a fabric made on the handlooms. Before beginning this lesson, we'll get to know some of the meanings for the words. Mandatory, compulsory, wonder, wish to know, drab, dull, pelt, throw or shoot, giggle, laugh in a silly way, babble, a talk difficult to understand, pensive, serious, hesitantly, unwillingly or uncertainly, expectantly, hopeful of something, intersect, crossing each other at a point, chatting, talk socially, grinning. Grinning is nothing but an extended smile. Partial, showing a strong preference or liking. Yelled, shouted. Persisted, continued to exist. Clue means hint. Gazed means look at with fixed eyes. Heritage practices that are handed down by ancestors. Mesmerizing attracting and holding interest. Here is a picture of geometric patterns. Handloom. So these are the mechanized looms. In other words, these are called as power looms, which run with power. These are the different varieties and patterns of fabric, Ikat fabric. It begins with a classroom scene. So, it was a small break before the next class. The bell rang for the next class. Janaki teacher was to come to the class. Ramya, Raghav, and Ravi were some of the students of the class. Ramya loved their social teacher, Mrs. Janaki teacher. She was fair to everyone, so everyone liked her. So, to the class, she carries bundles of cloth. Let's see what happens in the lesson. Students, please go through the lines as I read the text. Bell rang for the next class. The small break before the next class was enough for the children. Just imagine your actual classroom. They moved around and started chatting. The mandatory 5 minutes was over and the teacher did not come. The children started wondering, Ramya, do you think Janaki teacher is absent? Ramya, looking out of the classroom, said, how do I know? A few students were grinning. Everyone knew Ramya loved Janaki teacher who taught them social studies. You got some idea that it is a picture of a classroom. Children are eagerly waiting for their social teacher. Suddenly they noticed the teacher carrying bundles of cloth walking towards the class. So who came here? Their class teacher, social teacher. Suddenly they noticed the teacher carrying bundles of cloth walking towards the class. A few of them dashed to help her. They all liked her as she was fair to everyone and was never partial to one student. The brilliant red and black checkered rumals, shawls with black and blue geometric patterns caught the attention of the class as the teacher handed over the material to the eager helpers. So, children ran out of the class to help their teacher, sipping them neatly on the soft board, and the drab class suddenly looked vibrant. Teacher, what are these fabrics? Why did you bring them? Children pelted her with questions. She smiled and wrote on the blackboard, Textiles of India, Ikat of Andhra Pradesh. No one could spell Ikat. Someone yelled Ikat, and a few children giggled. Janaki teacher said it is pronounced. So, as she brought the bundles of cloth, she pinned them neatly on the soft board. So, because of the colors of the cloth, the dull class suddenly looked vibrant. So, children were clueless why she was pinning those on the soft board. So, they posed questions, what are these fabrics? And they were asking, why did she bring them? She smiled and wrote on the blackboard, Textiles of India, Ikat of Andhra Pradesh. Here they have mentioned Andhra Pradesh because this lesson was taken before the formation of separate state. So the children tried to spell the word Ikat, that is Ikat. I as in it, K-A as in Kamala and T as TH in both. Ikat is an Indonesian term meaning to bind or knot. The class fell silent as teacher was explaining the term ikat. They fell silent. Ramya asked, Teacher, are these fabrics from Indonesia? Teacher shook her head and said, Children, can anyone remember seeing designs like this? Raghav said, Teacher, the pattern on the rumal is similar to the one on my mother's sari, though the colors are not the same. Janaki was pleased. Some of the children they identified the pattern as they saw the similar design on their mother's sari. So they gave the same answer, showing that they have seen that. She persisted. Can anyone tell me the name of the place? It is close to our state capital. There, I gave you a clue. The children started shouting names of all the towns in the state. In the midst of the babble, someone said Nalgonda, and the teacher said, Correct, it is Pochampalli village in Nalgonda district. Everyone immediately connected to the name. Children somehow found out the name, the place of making this kind of fabrics, that is a village named Pochampalli in Nalgonda district. Everyone immediately connected to the name. Teacher, we forgot, we could not link. We all know Pochampalli. Teacher said, Quiet. Let me tell you the story of Ikat. It is a story of our handlooms. What are handlooms? Ahmed was the first to voice the question in everyone's mind. As the teacher introduced the topic, Ikat, it is a story of handlooms. So they got the doubt as what are handlooms? Here Ahmed, a student, raised the question. Teacher gazed around the class and said, A hand operated loom. A handloom is nothing but a hand operated loom which weaves and has been weaving fabrics for centuries. In the race with the machine, we have forgotten our heritage. She fell silent, and the children recognized her pensive mood and kept silent. Someone asked, Teacher, you mentioned the story of Ikat. Teacher fell silent because the transformation of handloom to powerloom made lives of many weavers miserable. So she fell silent, and children recognized her serious mood and kept silent. Students, you can see the picture of chitki, patola, or ikat. These are all the similar words used in different regions. Here in the first picture, you can see a woman tying threads on the marks of the design. And here one more picture shows the marking of design on the threads. Janaki began. It is called chitki in Telugu, patola in Gujarati, and simply ikat in Oriya. Children's attention was divided between her words and the fabrics as she opened a silk patola sari from Patan, Gujarat. It had a red design on a black background with rows of flowers in the border. The simple leaf design repeated across the body, and the flowers in the border created a mesmerizing effect. Janaki teacher showed some designs and also mentioned the design is called in different ways in different regions, like chitki in Telugu, patola in Gujarati, and ikat in Oriya. And she also showed some of the saris named patola saris. The sari had a red design on a black background with rows of flowers in the border. She described the sari. The simple leaf design repeated across the body and the flowers in the border created a mesmerizing effect, impressive effect. There ends the lesson. This is the first part of the lesson, the story of Ikat. I think you have understood the story of Ikat. As you all know that the theme of the unit 6 is art and culture. Under art and culture, a reading we have done with part 1 of the story of Ikat. We'll get to know some more information in the next part, that is part 2 of the story of Ikat. And these are some more pictures which shows the tie and dye process. And this is a loom, hand loom. And these are the different varieties of saris, patola, pochampalli, beautifully made into saris. Let's start with comprehension part of this lesson. What did Janaki teacher carry to the class? The students noticed the teacher carrying bundles of cloth walking to the class. Let's see the next question. Why do you think the students like Janaki teacher? All the students liked Janaki teacher as she was fair to everyone and was never partial to one student. Here comes the next question. The drab means dull. The drab class suddenly looked vibrant. Why so? Here, answer. The teacher brought the brilliant red and black checkered rumals, shawls with black and blue geometric patterns caught the attention of the class. She pinned them neatly on the softboard, and the drab class suddenly looked vibrant. Next question. What do you understand by the word ikat? Here, ikat is an Indonesian term meaning to bind or to knot. This forms a base for the design in weaving a yarn to form a fabric. Fabric is nothing but a piece of cloth. The usage of handloom weaves has to be promoted widely. State your opinion. Just think about the handloom weaves. Why should they be promoted? Handlooms are the symbol of heritage and culture of our country. It generates income to many weavers who depend on it for their livelihood. So there is a need to promote the handlooms. There ends the lesson, children. Hope you understood and enjoyed the lesson. Try to frame your own answers for the questions given. Go through the worksheets and practice well. Don't forget to attempt the online test. Happy learning. Thank you. Meet you in the next class.